Welcome back to the greenhouse today. Today, we are going to be talking about a mistake we've made in our greenhouse. Now, it's not detrimental, but it is concerning. So if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. Let's jump right into this. We were just out here for our last video on our solar heater. So everything pretty well looks the same. We've had a lot more sprouts and stuff along those lines, but I guess everything has grown an inch or two also. Everything's popping to life here for us. And yes, we have got 2 out of 3 shade cloths up. It is like 60 degrees here. And it's been about 20 to 30 degrees overnight. So we're having pretty warm temperatures. This is abnormally warm. This is the earliest I have ever put my shade cloth on. Tons of crops. This guy's growing out of the crack here, and he's all wilted because it was getting so warm in here, even with the doors open and stuff. Jumping right back behind all this, we've got rhubarb. That is all rhubarb coming up in the corner of the greenhouse there. So onto this side, I've got to get my other shade cloth up because it is just super bright, super warm in here, and I am trying to keep all these crops going without drying out and burning up and throwing the seed on me too quickly and wilting from all of the excessive heat. So not prepared for those warm summer days yet, and this is what today feels like. And yes, we are at our problem here, looking at the greenhouse pond. Now, I stated in the last video or so that I'm going to be doing some work on this pond, and we're going to be extending it down on both sides here and down on the other side, reworking the waterfall system or an aquaponics hydroponics system. My son's fish absolutely love this shade cloth. They've been coming up to the surface a lot more. They don't like the bright open sun because they feel like predators are going to eat them. So looking down, this is our problem issue. So on this episode, ooh, there goes a big old beetle or spider or something. So on this episode of Good Idea, Bad Idea, this was a bad idea. Putting sandbags inside the greenhouse was not the best idea. Bad idea. So I've got to deal with this issue now. They are all splitting out everywhere that they're exposed. I mean, I'm sure the ones on the backside over here, which are still getting sunlight, they are still going to be just as weak and breaking down. They're just ripping right apart. I mean, there's no continuity left to these bags. I'm going to be removing all of these sandbags because I do not want all of these pieces inside my greenhouse. I can see a little piece here and there, just little shards. And then once they get so brittle, they start to break into tiny little pieces, and then you have microplastics everywhere, and I do not want that. So working on excavating all these out, using this bin so I can keep it all contained, and I'm going to create a pile outside just for the soil. But what we're recycling and reusing that wasted soil, all of this soil here that has pieces of microplastic in it, we're going to use all of this up, and we are making our own bricks here. So we're able to turn the bricks terracotta by firing them, and we make them waterproof. So I've been trying to make as many as I possibly can. We've got ourselves a cool little arrowhead, a handle, which might not pour the best because it's so thin, but we've got a nice big solid handle that we made with this piece right here. So we should be able to use these after we fire harden them to pour our aluminum foundry into for free. So harvesting and recycling this resource, we've been making bricks with all of the excess soil we pulled out when we excavated our pond originally. Now we're using all of the extra soil that we put into sandbags, and we're going to use that the best we can to make ourselves DIY bricks and make the best of a bad situation with all of these pollutants floating around in the greenhouse. So I really just wanted to share that with everybody as I come out to start dismantling this thing. I really don't want to do this, but I almost have to at this point because they are just disintegrating on me. So as I'm pulling these out, it's a pretty interesting observation here. Besides all the centipedes I just saw when I was pulling these bags out, these still have plenty of continuity. They're still strong. They're not brittle. So as long as they're not exposed to any sunlight, they're in good shape. I am not going to use them anymore in the greenhouse. So we're going to be moving our fish to a tank down on the other end with aquaponics and stuff. Once we get all our fish out of here, we can basically drain the pond and start reworking the whole system and get ourselves a nice allocation of brick soil. I just wanted to share this little step here and share my input and thoughts and interesting observations. So definitely just not UV protected at all. The UV breaks it down much quicker. This is about a year or so after we put these in here, I believe. So that was the observations on this one. We tried it for you. No sandbags in the greenhouse. I mean, they're still going to break down even if they're not getting hit by sunlight. It's just going to take a lot longer. So they are viable for a couple years maybe. We're going to be going forward with bullhead or catfish or tilapia, some type of fish that we'd be able to harvest and eat for ourselves. So anybody's input is valued. So if you guys have any ideas for us on expanding this, I mean, it's just a bunch of digging for now. So any ideas out there, drop them in the comments below. I mean, we're gonna try and make this thing a little bit deeper than it is now. It's probably just under 4 foot deep. So it was a pretty well straight down dig and we had a lot of material to move out of the way. So I look forward to developing this greenhouse pond a little bit more and developing a bog filter for the pond also throughout the summertime. So any suggestions, questions, ideas, drop them in the comments below. And this was just a quick short update. I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions before I start hauling these out of here because I don't even want to deal with them anymore. I just want them out of the greenhouse. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.